Is this new Hunger Games movie really another reason why we don't want to trust the critics? I don't want to see this movie either way. I don't really care about the Hunger Games IP or the Hunger Games franchise, but the people who still do care awfully a lot. This movie has a 3.8 on Letterboxd, with an average score of 4 being the average score as well. Not many 1 or 2 stars here. Yeah. A lot of people just, saying they like the movie because of the buzz cut, which is really stupid. Okay. But, this movie has a average score of 3.8. The IMDb score is around 7.2. Usually these scores are going to drop either way. But usually for a movie that the critics don't really care for, with 60% is still not a horribly bad score, but it's pretty bad. The lowest in the entire series. It's lower than the Mockingjay Part 1 and 2, whereas I felt those movies are kind of dragged out and kind of boring. Okay? But apparently, the worst movie is considered one of the better movies. Again, you can't really trust the Rotten Tomatoes audience score. Okay? Because the Rotten Tomatoes audience score is rigged. Okay? It's rigged. So it makes so every movie always has a positive score no matter what. Okay? Which is stupid. You really think that there was no bad movies out there? And there's no horrorously bad movies out there that deserve lower scores? No, audience score has to be fixed to around 90% for every single movie. And in bad movies, well, if it's below a 90%, that is an actual bad movie. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes audience scores are not to be trusted. Okay, for example, The Woman King has a fixed score of like a 98%. Like, really? You think that people actually like that movie? No, they didn't. The movie didn't make money. Okay, there was no interest in the movie. Okay, but you compare this to the other entries in the Hunger Games, the first movie, it's the same score as the first movie. Yeah, this is considered like one of the most iconic movies of the past decade, of the 2010s, not the past decade, but of the 2010s. Yeah, same score. It is out of 938,000 reviews. I don't ever update my IMDb scores anymore, but Mockingjay movies, was the critics consider this worse than? Well, guess what? It's actually better than somehow than these movies for some reason. Okay, somehow better. And apparently, at least the dumb critic, the critic says, I never really trust anything that these fools on Rotten Tomatoes put out. Okay, I never trust anything that Rotten Tomatoes puts out because I know that those scores are typically stupid and dumb. Okay, and yes, a lot of times usually the critics and the audiences actually agree. Like if the movie is very very well received, like Spider Verse, usually the movie's got really well received. Say if a person boosts the last list, but even like a lot disagreement between the critics and the audience has only gotten worse over the past year. One of the highest grossing movies of the year is a movie that the critics hated. Okay, the Mario movie. Okay, one of the most successful horror movies of the year was hated by the critics. It got a very bad score because Scott Cawthon supported the Orange Man. So therefore, we must give the movie a low score. Okay, and that was really some of the reasons why some of the critics hated the FNAF movie. Not because of the story or plot or anything else, because Scott Cawthon supported the Orange Man. So therefore, we must give the movie a 0 out of 10. Okay, and again, this is the same site that gave Cuties a perfect score. Okay, not perfect score. They gave it 86%, but they gave the movie a good score. They'll give every they'll give every movie that says how great the political left is a perfect score. But every movie that is about the political right or says Trump is good, 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. We all know how politically biased Rotten Tomatoes is, and we all know how biased the critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes are. Okay, the fact that Alita didn't get any help from the critics had the same score as this movie, but don't worry, we'll give Captain Marvel, the Woman King, movies that nobody really liked all too much, and especially Captain Marvel, the first one, aged very poorly. Okay, aged like milk. Like even like some of the fans who liked the movie at when they first saw it didn't like the movie on repeat viewings because it isn't a very interesting movie. It isn't a very fun movie compared to something like Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, or even like the Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Civil War, movies that aged very well. Okay, because now we're starting to get into the era of the 2010s movie really aged well. Okay, all the 2010s movies aged well. Okay. I think we're starting to see a pattern here, okay, of movies aging well. For example, a lot of Disney's movies over the past decade did not age too well to many people. Ralph Breaks the Internet is a huge example. Frozen 2 is ripped and torn apart online, which is funny because those movies made a lot of money, and the biggest one that was ripped and torn apart online is the Lion King remake and the Aladdin remake. Both those movies are torn apart online. Especially the Lion King remake. Not always the one with the Aladdin remake, but especially the Lion King remake. Okay. Well, it always shows you that the critic scores don't really matter. Because Frozen 2 was well received by the critics. But, say very well breaks the internet. But it seems that these movies that's age poorly. Okay. Ralph Breaks the Internet is a notorious example of this. Ralph Breaks the Internet was a mediocre movie. Okay, I didn't really like it all too much. I really loved the first Ralph movie, Wreck-It Ralph. That movie was really great. Okay, but Ralph Breaks the Internet, that movie wasn't too good. Okay, as well. They'll probably make a Ralph free, Wreck-It Ralph free. Okay, but yeah, that's about this video here. So yeah, this is another failure for the critics if this movie actually does make money at the very end, which would be pretty funny because the critics didn't like it. But don't worry, if the audiences really like it as much as IMDb be giving it the same score as the first Hunger Games movie, or Redbox even saying it's better than the first movie, but the first Hunger Games movie sits at a 3.6 out of 10 out of 5, not out of 10 out of 5. Maybe this movie is truly a good movie. But I still have zero interest in seeing this movie because I don't care about the Hunger Games whatsoever. And yeah, very similar to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, there seems to be another massive divide between the critics and the audience. Why does this always seem to keep happening? I wonder. And that's about this video here. Goodbye.